Welcome. My name is Richard Gibbons. I'm a member of the pastoral staff at First Presbyterian Church in downtown Greenville, here in sunny South Carolina. Thank you for joining us. Each week I participate in a Fridays at First podcast, and the congregation listen to it when they are going about their day. It's a convenient way to catch up with all that's going on in the life and ministry of our church. On Friday 14th of November and again on the 21st of November, in a brief two-part series, I will be joined by two very special guests. We shall be discussing the issue of alcohol addiction. Both of my guests are in their 40s, are members of the congregation. One of the questions I ask relates to what part their faith played in enabling them to break their addictive behaviour, and how are they able to get their lives back. It is a moving interview with two very courageous guests. It's the kind of podcast you will not want to miss. Alcohol addiction affects many families, and Thanksgiving and Christmas can be extremely challenging for folks who struggle with alcohol. Please watch out for this rather special edition of our Fridays at First podcast, which will begin next Friday, November 14th. I trust you will listen to it and forward it to family and friends. Coming up this Sunday, our 13th annual Angel Trees will be available, and the Christmas trees, complete with angels, will be found in the loggia, the Abbot Gathering Space, and the Worship and Arts Reception area. This year, a QR code will appear in the bulletin announcements on Sunday mornings, and that will provide a link to an Amazon wish list. Gifts can be purchased there and shipped directly to the church. If you wish to purchase the gifts yourself, please make sure you return them to the bins located next to the trees by Tuesday, November 25th. Let me say that again, it's a date you don't want to miss. All Angel Tree toys to be returned by Tuesday, November 25th. Each toy will be used to stock a toy shop for the Hollis Academy parents to purchase toys from our Christmas store, and this allows parents to have some ownership in providing Christmas gifts for their kids. We intentionally price the toys at around $5 each. It also gives the opportunity to invest more deeply in relationships with our Hollis parents. As a congregation, it allows us to love them, pray for them, and provide each family with a Bible which reminds them of the wonder of the birth of Christ at Christmas. Tonight, November the 7th at 6 o'clock, we have the opening of a new art exhibit. It's entitled Witness to Faith, the Biblical Art of Sadao Watanabe. It features original works of graphic art by Japan's foremost Christian artist. Sadao was born in 1913, dedicated his life to sharing biblical stories through traditional stencil-print techniques, which feature biblical figures in kimonos and familiar cultural settings. His work are held in major museums, including the British Museum and the Vatican. The exhibition will open in the Lenz Gallery with a reception at 6 o'clock in the Sturgis Gathering area. Further details are available at firstpresgreenville.org/events. Today I'm delighted to welcome everyone's favourite co-host, Michelle Ward. Michelle, welcome, and please introduce to us your guests.
Well, thank you so much, Richard, and happy Friday, everyone. I am so excited to welcome two very special guests here today. We have Leslie Hatten, who is the Early Education Principal with the Downtown First Pres Academy. And I always shorten First Pres. And then we've also got Dr. Rob Brown, who is the head of First Presbyterian Academy over both campuses. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, glad to be here.
Well, I'm so glad to have y'all here today. And we're excited to talk about, first of all, the school. I know that, maybe some of our listeners don't really know that there is a school that's called First Presbyterian Academy. So
that's right.
I'd love for y'all to share a little bit about that, and then we'll get into the details of how families can maybe enroll school and just maybe come take a tour, get interested?
Yeah, that's great. I'll share a little bit just about the school. We actually have two campuses. We have our downtown campus here at First Presbyterian Church, and then our Shannon Forest campus out on Garlington Road on the east side of town. We serve students in grades K-3 through 12th grade. At the downtown campus, we have K-3 through kindergarten. So that's K-3, K-4, pre-K-5, and kindergarten. And then on the Shannon Forest campus, K-3 through 12th grade. So our hope is that even students that start at the downtown campus will actually matriculate over to the Shannon Forest campus and continue through graduation. The church founded the school back in 1953. So we'll be celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2028.
Wow.
Isn't that exciting? Just I love the heart of the church to start the academy. First Presbyterian Academy merged with Shannon Forest Christian School back in 2018, 2019.
That's right.
So we are now one unified school on two different campuses. And Leslie Hatten actually joined us just this year. This is her first year as early education principal at FPA.
And she's doing amazing so far.
Yes.
I have the privilege of working with Leslie and Dr. Brown because I teach music at the downtown campus.
Right.
So that's kind of a fun way to be able to be involved with you all, which has just been great. And Leslie, you're doing awesome. So I know if you haven't attended or if you haven't had a child attend the school, so my kids came here before the merger. Like they were here when it was the church preschool. And I think the church is so fortunate to have this available. Tell me, so we've got y'all are already into enrollment. Is that right?
That's right. Yes. Applications opened October 21st.
Well, tell me what y'all think I would say the FPA difference is. Like, why would someone, aside from the fact that it's a wonderful Christian education, what are some things that you all think make this school so special?
Yeah, I would like to share. So our family is new to Greenville this year. We are returning from being in China for 5 years and coming back to stateside. And FPA, we were just amazed by the community, even welcoming us from afar and being willing to help and support our family through this transition has been an amazing experience. And I think that the difference of FPA is our children and staff are family, and they are able to come alongside families and work for the goal of, seeking and finding the truth and the love of Jesus. And the families here are welcomed with open arms, and we think that these students are, they're called, and we are called each day to be able to be a part of their lives. And they have a true purpose, and we're just so appreciative of families that choose FPA to be able to build that strong foundation here at the Academy downtown and to continue that over at the Shannon Forest campus.
Yeah, and I'd like to add to that too. Just I love what Leslie said, that family culture is something that really drew me to FPA when I took this job a couple of years ago, and it's been so good for me and for my kids. And we like to say we're a small school doing big things.
Yes.
It's that small class size, that family culture that I think makes this place so special. And the reality is we're a small school with a big God who is doing big things. He is at work, and this is a calling prep education where we are helping to prepare our students from the youngest ages at K-3 to explore how God has created them, knowing that they are all image bearers of the Lord, that they are all created for a purpose, they all have a purpose for their future, and that God is at work in them, preparing them not just for college, but for all aspects of life, and we want to help prepare them for that. And I just love the culture in which our students get to grow.
Well, I do think that's the biggest thing. And while my kids didn't or don't attend, we have been able to participate in sporting events at the campus. And y'all, I'm going to have to just tell you, and even my son, one of my sons who played basketball in middle school for another school, but he said they're the nicest kids. And I said they're the nicest families. I mean, from paying for the ticket to get into the game, you can tell they really do feel that sense of, I like to use the words holy confidence, the confidence that only comes from God. And right now in this culture, we need that. So hats off to you all and everything you're doing. And, I think it's great if parents want to bring their kids or if they want to come on their own and take a tour, what are those options?
Yeah, so within the website, there is an inquiry that they're able to fill out, and that just gives us some pre-information to be able to connect with families and to sort of fill exactly what their needs are for the students that they're looking to enroll. We also have opportunities to giving tours within the schools. They're able to set those up through the inquiry will give them an option to set up a tour. And they're welcome just to call. Like, we just love sharing about the school and about the community. If they just happen to be downtown and they just want to stop by, they're more than welcome to connect with us. We want to share what's happening here. It's an amazing thing. And each and every day, our teachers and staff are working very diligently to be able to serve. And we just want to share what is happening, because it is an amazing opportunity.
Really
Yeah. Our website is firstpresacademy.com. And so go there, find that inquiry form, get information on our admissions processes there. And we're excited. Applications are open. Applications are already starting to stream in. Even before applications open, we had many inquiries coming in. So we are praying for growth, expecting growth as God continues to fill up our classes, looking for a strong re-enrollment as well this year. So we think spaces will be limited as we're filling up.
I was going to say, is there a deadline for the application for the following school year, or do y'all just kind of?
Well, so applications open October 21st, and then we will continue that through the end of January. In the beginning to middle of February, we will actually start accepting new students for next year. Now, for those that are applying to K-3, because there's no re-enrollment for K-3, those are all new students. So they will get their acceptances earlier. And we do give priority to First Presbyterian nursery school families too. So those who are already enrolled in the nursery school, they do get that first priority coming into K-3.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, so y'all heard. And then also Leslie and Rob will be here in November the 16th for a Moment for Mission. You'll get to hear a little bit more about that information then. But like they said, go to the school website and just check out all the ways that you can maybe just come in and take a tour or come meet with them and ask parents, because I do feel like y'all's rate of re-enrollment is it's phenomenal. So, and I'm so thankful to be a part of it too. So thank you both so much for being with us.
Well, thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you having us. Look forward to hopefully meeting some people on November 16th coming up soon for that Moment for Missions. We'll have a table out there in the Abbott Gathering area, and just excited to meet any families that want to stop by and get some more information. So thank you so much.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Rob and Leslie, thank you for the wonderful work you're involved in at First Pres Academy. As we move towards the weekend, all services on Sunday morning will have a Veterans Appreciation Day moment, and retired Marine Colonel Craig Bailey will remind us of the significance of our veterans, their service, and why we're grateful to God for each of them. Craig has been asking veterans to wear their uniform, and if you're a veteran and able to wear your uniform, we look forward to expressing our thanks to you in person. At noon on Sunday, we are also hosting a congregational meeting for the purpose of electrifying our 2028 class of elders and deacons. This will take place in both the sanctuary and in the Worship and Arts Centre. It normally lasts less than 10 minutes. Please make it a priority to join us, as your vote on congregational leadership is important. On Sunday morning, please give a warm welcome to the Parr family, as baby Elizabeth Hollis Parr brings Mom Paige and Dad Henry to the 8:30 service for her baptism. At the 11 o'clock service, baby Lauren Jane Lilly will be accompanied by her parents, George and McLean, as she also participates in the sacrament of baptism. We look forward to welcoming these families and assuring them of our prayers for them at this memorable moment in their walk of faith. And finally, we will also be continuing our recent studies on Sunday morning in the Old Testament book of Isaiah. If you have a moment, please read chapter 59, verses 1 and 2, and then jump towards the end of the chapter at verse 21. This is a fascinating passage which will help us look at how our lifestyle impacts our prayers, and also how our prayers impact our lifestyle. I'm looking forward to exploring this passage with you. Meanwhile, I trust you have a great weekend, and I look forward to welcoming you on Sunday.